I'm very happy to say that today we completed the first out of 3 steps in order to fix our budget problem here in the state of California. And the first step is to make the mid-year cuts. And the other 2 steps is to fix the next fiscal year's budget problem, budget 2008-2009. And then the third step is to fix the budget system itself. Now, I compare this to a triathlon. And the reason is because we want to move from one step to the next very quickly without any rest whatsoever. A triathlon, when you finish the swim, which is the first step, you immediately jump on a bike and you do your 100-plus miles. And then after that, you immediately go and run the marathon. And the same I want to happen with this here. There should be not one single day rest. The legislators need to go and take action immediately when it has to do with the budget of 2008-2009. And the reason why it is so urgent and so important to work immediately on this problem is because to make cuts, and a lot of those cuts, it takes months to take effect. So that if they make a decision, let's say this coming month, and I would say within a month they should really have a budget together for 2008-2009. Because if they make a decision in March, it will not take effect until July. And that's when it needs to kick in. If they think or do what normally is being done, and rightfully so, to make those decisions in July or in June, it will be too late, and the budget cuts will not take effect until October, November, or December. And that means that, therefore, we will have to cut deeper into the budget, make more cuts. So this is why I urge the legislators to get to work on that immediately. I have total confidence that they will, with the same spirit as we work together on infrastructure or on the mid-year cuts that we have just done or on environmental issues and so on. I think that we have a great team here in this Capitol. I have total confidence in them that they will go and act on that immediately. And, of course, the third step is then, when we have done that, is to fix the budget system itself. And this is what I've talked about several times, which is the rainy day fund, to put the rainy day fund aside when we have a surge in revenues, and also to have the system in place where we predetermine the kind of cuts that will be made if our revenues go down. If we would have had this in place 10 years ago, we wouldn't have the mess that we're in today. There is no reason whatsoever that we ever have to make cuts on any program, period, simply because our revenues consistently go up. When you look at the charts, you will see, when you look 20 years back where they were, or when I came into office, they were $76 billion. Today, they're $96 billion. The revenues continuously go up. They never go down. They always go up. The only thing is that with our system, our budget system, there's this up and down, but it always goes up in the long run. What we want to do is have a rainy day fund set aside, so when they flatten out, like this year, instead of the 6% increase in revenues, we only have a 1% increase, then to supplement it with the rainy day fund. That's what we want to accomplish here. And also, like I said, to predetermine the programs that will be cut. So those are the kind of things that we want to accomplish. I also want to mention that the day I've signed an executive order to instruct all of our departments to look for more cuts. And they will look at that, and I think that we can get another $100 million of cuts out of it when we go in that direction. So everyone is working together to make this happen. We want to make sure that comes July 1, that we're in good financial footing and that we have the money, that we don't run out of cash, and all of those kind of things. So with that, I want to open it up. And I know also that the LAO is going to come out with a report tomorrow to, what their opinion is. I'm looking forward to that. And I would then, after that report, get together and hold a Big Five meeting to, bring everyone together and to just have everyone march in the same direction.
Governor, last week,
Thank you. Please.
Governor, last week the Assembly missed an opportunity to close a tax loophole, the so-called yacht tax or the sloophole tax, 26 to 50 million. They were saying Republicans said They didn't support it. Democrats wanted it. Today they're going to take it up again. What are your hopes or expectations as to what Assembly Republicans should do?
I think that we can save $26 million, and this is $26 million that we could use for education or for other important programs. I think that we have proposed to get rid of the tax loophole for yacht owners, and I think that they should vote for it.
Governor,
yes.
On prompt action on the budget, might the legislators want to wait until May until they get the revised forecast on expenditures and revenue for the coming year before they act?
I tell you why I don't believe in waiting for the May revise. Because everyone in this building knows the numbers. There's no secret. We don't have to wait. We know that every month our revenues are coming in short by around $500 to $600 million. Nothing has changed. It has been consistent. The LAO is going to come out tomorrow with a report, so we again know the updated numbers. So everyone knows everything. So there's no surprise or nothing that you have to wait for until May 14th. It's just for some people maybe a way of saying, I can't deal with this right now, let's push it. I just want to remind the legislators that every day we wait, we're going to have to make more cuts. Now, there's some people in this building that think that if they can wait and push it to the end, that they will get us into a bigger financial difficulties and challenges, that will make us then raise taxes. But they're making a big mistake. I can tell you this right now. There will be no raising taxes because we don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem, and we have a budget system problem. As I said, revenues are always going up. So we must be fiscally responsible in this building, and we must make decisions now.
Governor, separate from
Yes.
taxes, you've said that there might be ways for the state to increase revenue. One of those you proposed was privatizing the lottery, and you'd use a number of up to $37 billion. There's some reports that say that might not be worth that much money. In fact, the falling stock market might make it worth even less. Do you still believe it's worth $37 billion and could be a benefit to the state?
That number was thrown around, and other numbers like that was thrown around about the lottery last summer when we talked about it, when we negotiated the budget. I don't know what the current value is, but one thing we know for sure, that we should be making much more money on the lottery than we're making right now. And I think that it would be foolish for us not to take advantage of that and not use some of that money for education and for healthcare and other things where we need the money. I think, why are we waiting? I think that we can use that money. And so I think it will be part of the budget negotiations down the line. I think Democrats and Republicans will be talking about all of those things and maybe other ways of creating the extra revenues without raising taxes. Yes?
Senator Flores is introducing a bill today to have the state reimburse school districts that may have lost money from the recent beef recall. Do you think that's a good idea? Is that something you'd support?
Look, first of all, let me just say about the beef recall. I think it is horrendous and outrageous when you look at the footage on television of the way those animals were treated. I mean, this is animal cruelty, and I'm absolutely against that. And I have already sent a letter to the federal government and to tell them that we will do everything we can to work together with them to prosecute these people, to investigate, and do everything we can to really get rid of this problem. And this is really, horrible to see something like that. But as soon as Senator Flores finds the money, I'm more than happy to support his call for reimbursing the schools.
Governor, does your executive order apply to the horseshoe in your operations, and in what way will that directly affect operations in the horseshoe?
I think that Susan can give you more the details on that because she runs the office, but I can guarantee you that we would have 10% cuts in our office as we recommend for everyone else to do the same thing. Absolutely.
Governor,
okay. Yeah.
Governor,
say again?
We personally limit travel. It says some of the travel could be limited under this $100 million.
Some of it. For me personally, I pay a lot of my travel myself, so I don't have to worry about those things. Okay? Remember, I don't take a salary.
Hey, Governor.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you.